Hi, welcome back to a brand new video of the Targeted Individual Program, Targeted Individual Experience. Now, for those of you who watch my videos, if you're black, donate to the new Black Panther Party or the original Black Panther Party or both. Why? Because of the climate that we're in, because of what the messaging I've been receiving in terms of for decades about, that white supremacists are working to put black people back into slavery. They've never given up the idea of putting us back into slavery, and something that we need to understand. Now, today, and them hacking into my phone, launching my Cash App, where the first thing that I saw was my donation to the relief fund from the new Black Panther Party, and the fact that, as a black person, they don't mind me giving money to the Red Cross, right? They don't mind me giving money to other white owned, so-called nonprofit organization, right? That's not a problem. But when it comes to black organizations, right, they don't want us to support those organizations, which we should, because again, they support their organizations. They even support white militias, and the black, I'm sorry, that, and the U.S. taxpayers are funding billions of dollars going to white militias. Now, I want you to also understand how they will manipulate the searches on the internet, particularly when using AI. So I said, white private armies get billions of dollars from the U.S. And then this is what it says here. It says, the claim that white private armies receive billions of dollars from the U.S. government is unsupported by evidence, right? It says the U.S. government does award billions of dollars in contracts to private military and security companies for various services, but these are legitimate corporations providing logistical security and consultant support, not racially aligned private armies. Now, that's not true. That is not true. When you go and you look and see who these private armies are, who these so-called security companies are, who owns them, they're not black, they're not Hispanic, they're not Asian, Asian American, Hispanic American, Black American. They're white Americans. Okay, Blackwater, we've changed the name to Z. Now the name is changed to, I forgot the name of it. All right, but anyway, this is what it says. Now I did another search. Okay, I did another search. All right, I'm going to show you guys. When I talk about these things, I did another search. All right. Now here we go. Again, look. Our private armies are funded by U.S. taxpayers. I don't know what I put there, but anyway. Okay, now here you go. Taxpayers' money fund private armies through massive government contracts awarded to military and security corporations. Over half of the Pentagon budget goes to these private companies, which receive billions in contracts from everything from weapon manufacturing, logistics to security services. State and local government also contribute through subsidies and tax break to support these companies. So we're not talking about the Pentagon here. Okay, we're not talking about Lockheed Martin here. We're talking about private militias, all right, like Blackwater or Z's or whatever the heck the name is now. Okay, and again, this is tens of billions of dollars that these white private armies are receiving. Okay. Um, let me do this. Let's do this so you guys can see right here. So I'm gonna change the name. It's no longer Blackwater. That changed it to Z, and now it is. Here's there you go, private military companies. I mean, look at the picture. Need I say more? Need I say more? Okay. So in 2023, in 2003, they secured a $21 million contract for personal security detachment and 2 helicopters for the head of U.S. corporation of occupation in Iraq. Okay, and this is not all. Right now, in 2004, 2004, they were one of 3 private military companies brought in for protective service in Iraq, Afghanistan, Bosnia, and Israel. This contract brought in $488 million. Okay? Then they were responsible for the massacre of, I think, 17 or 18 Iraqis who they murdered. Right? They got some of the people who did it got convicted and they got pardoned by President Trump. I keep telling y'all, stop fucking with me. All right? Because I'm going to keep speaking the truth. And I'm going to expose everything that y'all have been doing. But again, when I talk about the dark tribe personality traits within these psychopaths and sociopaths within a position of authority, particularly within law enforcement, within the government, security agencies and law enforcement agencies and so forth, this is what I talk about, particularly when it comes to black people. Okay? Especially when it comes to black people and what it is they have been doing to us. Okay? And I will not rest until I expose them in such a way that they will never recover from it. And so they will have to change. They will have to change. Or they're not going to like the repercussion that's coming. I'm not prophesizing anything. But I know, just as how they know how we're programmed, but I know we as a people who've been through so much, not just here in America, but across the world, to see that these white supremacists are still engaging in certain practices, there's going to be a stop to it. And if they don't change their ways, what's going to happen? They're not going to like. Okay? So, anyway, leave me the fuck alone. If I want to give $20, $30 to the new Black Panther Party, relief fund, so they can help people within the communities and other communities who are impoverished, leave me the fuck alone. That money that I get in disability, I work for that money. Okay? I work for that money. 20 years. All right? Sometimes I'll go to work. I work 15, 16 hours. So the notion that you think you can make people believe that my disability, the fact that you damage me, they damage me, physically, cognitively, psychologically, and I have to go on disability, right? Because I keep being attacked and I can't work, because I keep being attacked psychologically and all these things. They think that I am what? That I'm stealing? Like, get the fuck out of here. How can I steal money that I work for? You know what I'm saying? Black people who are receiving government assistance, how can they be stealing money that they work for? Stop letting them lie to you. 75 million white Americans receive welfare and other forms of government subsidies, compared to the 14 or 15 million black Americans that receive some form of government assistance. Do the numbers. Okay? Stop letting them use you, particularly black women. Stop letting them use y'all as the face of welfare. Let them know that white women and white children, right? And then not also that, but the number one recipient of government welfare is white corporations. White corporations, okay? Stop letting them manipulate you. Start letting them lie to you. Seek knowledge, learn the truth. That way they can no longer manipulate you with their lies. Stop believing everything that they tell you. Because like I said, I am going to expose them. And when that repercussion comes and my lawsuit comes against them, I'm going to take everything from them. Just like how they say they're going to take everything from me, I'm going to take everything from them. Anyhow, let's go back to this Blackwater thing here. So again, proving what I say. Like I said, prove it. I don't got to get anybody to lie, manipulate, deceive. I'm going to just keep speaking the truth. Okay? I'm going to just keep speaking the truth. All right, so let's go back here. A closer look at 5 large private military contractors. Okay? So American and the American taxpayer, including us as black people in America, right? black Americans and black people in America who have been working, they have been taking everyone's money, taxpayers' money, to fund their white supremacist private armies. I make no mistakes about it. These are white supremacists. Okay? Make no mistakes about it. All right? So you can read all about these things here. So here you go. The company originally known as Blackwater and later called Z is now a division of Constellus Group. Academic major contract is with the CIA. The company also has some large contracts with the U.S. State Department. Former Navy SEAL Eric Prince started the company in 1996, and by 2006, Blackwater was the primary diplomatic security contract for Iraq. Blackwater contractor had duties elsewhere as well. These duties include escorting the supply convoy through Nasser Square in Baghdad in 2007. The fact remains unclear to this day, probably because they believe they were under attack. Blackwater contractor opened fire on a crowd, killing over a dozen civilians. After a court saga, 4 Blackwater contractors were convicted of technicalities. President Trump later pardoned them. Of course, they pardoned their mass murderers, right? Keep saying, y'all got to know what y'all what it is that who we are dealing with. Okay, KBR. Before a 1998 merger, the Keller Company was a prominent heavy construction and petroleum company. Brown and Root was in Texas construction companies that allegedly had some shady connection to an alleged shady Texas politician. Between 1998 and 2006, KBR was a division of Halliburton. Today, it is a separate company with headquarters in downtown Houston. In Southwest Asia, KBR provide military contractors and construction service to the U.S. Government. In fact, in the early 2000s, KBR employed more American private contractors and had a larger contract with the U.S. government than any other firm in Iraq. The company's roughly 14,000 employees in Iraq provide logistical support to the U.S. military. Some U.S. Marines revived the Vietnam-era nickname "Burn and Loot" as the name for the company during the Iraq War. See, I keep telling you, this is what they do, right? They're letting you know exactly what they're about. Okay. Now, again, there's more, but I'm not going to read into a lot of this because I want you guys to go and look at it yourself. So, you're not going to make me feel any sort of way because I give $30 to the Black Panther, the new Black Panther Party relief fund. Okay, fuck you. That's what I got to say. Bring it on. Bring it on. This is one black man, one of many, right, that have woken up to the lies and the bullshit. And this is exactly what they don't want. They don't want black people to be unified, but they can be unified. They can give billions of dollars to their racist, white supremacist private armies, while we have to be unprotected, untrained, unskilled, so that when they turn on us, we cannot defend ourselves and each other. Well, I got some words for them. That will never happen. That will never happen. Not in my lifetimes, not in my children's lifetimes, not in my children's lifetime if they have. Because we know these motherfuckers, what they try to do. They'll target a person's bloodline to get rid of the ancestors, which is me, my parents, my parents' parents, and so forth. Because why? Because we have not succumbed to the what's the word I use? The epigenetic conditioning of passivity and of complacency. All right? I'll talk to you guys in the next video.